today is called Turbo Blade, a deck I personally created. You may or may not see other people finally getting into the groove of it, but it's my own personal take on what I want the deck to do, so I'll get right into it. First off, we're going to be playing 3 Registeel. What does this card do? Take a look. Turbo Arm, attach a basic energy from the discard to one of your benched. Third damage is pretty good, being a steel type. It really cuts down Ralts and just automatically knockouts any type of fairies in the small basic evolution lines. And you might be using Iron Head later on in the build, but for what I'm doing with the deck, it depends on you. But Turbo Arm will really get you going. Mid-late game, it'll recharge Pokemon that you already, are kind of needing some extra energy boosts. So run 3 of this bad boy on top of 130 HP. It's going to live at least a 1 hit guaranteed, so if not, well, you're in bad luck. So Fire's kind of on the downside right now. Maybe it'll pick back up if people get smart, all the steel support, but anyway. Let's move on to the next Pokemon that we're going to run. The big one that I love the most, at least till it rotates. You're also going to be running 3 Scizor EX. Pretty much for this bad boy, Steel Wing 20. During the next turn, reduce the next attack by 20. With the item that I use, the specific tool, it's doing 30 damage. Gale Thrust is the bigger one though, for 2 energy, like most Pokemon that are attacking nowadays for the meta, quote unquote. This one's going to be doing 50 base damage, but if it comes from the bench to the active, it's going to do 110. But with the tool, 120. Pretty much going to be 2-shotting things. It's going to really rip apart fairy types. Scizor EX is your man to go to. And on top of that, it's relatively cheap. 2 energy, it's fair, so to retreat. But anyway, then the one I love on top of that, 3 Kartana GX. 1, he's 170 HP, that's decent, okay. It's resistant to Psychic, always good. 1 retreat cost, also good. But here we're for the Slice Up ability. All these special energies coming out, I think we have like 8 right now. We have Burning Energy, Double Colorless Energy, Counter Energy, Rainbow Energy, those 2 tries coming out, etc., going on and so forth. Slice Off, just get rid of it. Your opponent's going to be in for a tough time, especially if you keep Hase rolling these back in your hand and using him again. Gale Blade you may or may not use, 70 damage, and then you could, if you want to, shuffle this in all cards attached back in the deck. So it's like if it's about to be knocked out and it's an emergency, I guess you can do that. But early mid-late game, more so mid-late game, the Blade GX. You just take a prize, simple. How great is that? It could even win you games, so 3 Kartana GX. Of course, 2 Tapu Leles. You're never using the GX Tapu Cure to heal your bench, but Wonder Tag, play from your hand to your bench, get a supporter, simple, energy drive, DC or 2 energies, 20 per you when you're active, simple. 2 of those, 1 retreat, so nice and easy. A nice tech that I'm doing 2 of, I was running 3 earlier but that was too clunky, Cobalion. Quick Guard's pretty nice for 1 steal. Even if you start with him, he's not too bad of a dud, because you can predict, and prevent any attacks getting hit from a basic in the next turn. And then if you're mid-late game and your opponent's, already, let's assume they take 3 prizes. Well, 30 for each prize taken, so that's 3 times 3 is 9 plus the base 30. It's 120. 2-shotting things, again, pretty good. Then the 1-ofs, we do 1 Coco, the baby promo for the Flying Flip. More or less for doing free retreating, but if you really want, you can do Flying Flip occasionally, so there's that. And then my last deck that I love a lot, another favorite, Circuitry GX. It's basically a new Aegislash, but it's a GX, and the fact that you don't really attack with it is just the Flashing Head ability. Prevent all special energy Pokemon that have that energy attached from getting, massive damage on this. On top of that, he's resistance to Steel, which is probably going to become pretty popular anyway, so a nice Electric type to just sit there and wall 1 or 2 hits or something, and then retreat it and then go into maybe Registeel or occasionally Scizor. But that's the Pokemon line. Short and simple, nice and easy. Then we're moving on to the stadium. Oh, how I love the stadium I've chosen. Parallel City. Step 1 of Pokemon, guys, you have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Step 2, you have to get good. From here on, all these people trying to use Bridgerton nowadays, they're trying to overextend. You never overextend. You have to get smart with your plays. You can't just simply evolve. You want to get all your Pokemon out? Well, I say no. Limit your opponent to 3, give them a hard time, and occasionally reduce the damage on the other side, but For Parallel City, your opponent's going to be really annoyed that you're playing this card. So, energy count, relatively simple and easy too. My personal take, at the moment, I'm running 9 steel energy. That are all 9 steel basic energy, that should say. On top of that, we're running 2 of each, 2 DC and 2 counter energy. More for Cobalion. Sometimes this is going to be for, you know, a rare occasion. You might be pulling this off with perhaps Registeel. Perhaps you need to retreat. You could attack with Coco, but that's the energy count. Next, we're going on to the items. Pretty standard for the most part. For Ultra Ball, you gotta get your Lele, so you have to keep it consistent. Even if one's prized, make sure you can get your Pokemon with and when you need it. Ultra Ball is the way to go. It's kind of like my miniature Bridget for what I'm doing here, guys. 2. Nest Ball. Pick basic Pokemon from your deck and just slap it on the bench. Scizor EX, maybe falling on touch energy and move forward for probably game or relatively close damage. As I mentioned, for the tool that I run, it's going to do an extra health and extra damage. If the tool rotates, fighting Fairy Belt. Gotta make sure your Pokemon live, so putting them up to about 210 or 220 HP for most of the EX and GXs here. And again, to do that 1 extra damage, or 10 extra damage, I should say. This is a pretty good card to see. I was running 4 earlier for what I'm about to show next, but I think 3 is the magic number here with the energy count. 3 max elixir. The odds are about in your favor, and if you don't get it, whatever, but this is a nice card to just boost the extra energy, ramp up, and help you get back quicker. First standard, 1 to 3 of, I'm doing 2. Field Blowers, get rid of the stadiums, get rid of tools. Pesky Floatstones, Assault Vests, whatever else people are running nowadays. And 1 Rescue Stretcher for the extra Lele, or maybe an extra Pokemon that you need otherwise, or if you're like mid-late game and you're just about to deck out your opponent's like, no, I can do this. Shuffle 3 Pokemon back, and you pretty much have the game in your favor. And last but not least, we gotta have support, right? Supporters are big players. That's how you have your semi-competitive deck to competitive. In this odd, oh, we're doing 3 Sycamore. You don't want to take yourself out. You don't need to search this pad drastically. If you're in a pickle, sure, but your opponent's gonna be doing ins and all these other things to you as well. So 3 is the magic number here. Same idea with 3 Guzma. You're moving your Scizor forward or Cobalion, you're pulling something forward if you need a stall. Guzma's just the new Lysander and it's simple and easy to run. It's your boy pretty much. Use it. Also Magic 3, Acerola. More again for the slice off ability or just something that's damaged and you're like, nah, you want to disgrace your opponent and make sure that you give him a hard time. Acerola is the way to go. This is going to disappoint a lot of people, but I promise you it's good. Number 2 in. It's going to rotate eventually anyway, and it's a mid-late game card anyway. Pretty much, you're about to win or your opponent's about to win and they're like, nah. Hey, it's all situational, but end's perfect for you. Your opponent's going to run more, they'll make it easy for you. And with all ththose supporters, lose means pretty much everything except yourself. All the other supporters consider an extra 1 or 2 of, or the stadium. You could be running 6 as well. Lose means pretty nice. So that's pretty much Turbo Blade for you. If you've got any opinions, questions, comments, concerns, feelings, or complaints about the deck, let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, appreciate y'all watching and have yourself a good one.